Welcome back. I'm Pocket What If. I'm the whatever in your pocket. So, and this is part 2 of What If Deku had hybrid. So, guys, this is a need to be commented question. Do you guys prefer having titles in my What Ifs? Like, what if Deku had hybrid my demons? Part 1, my demons. Or you guys prefer me having, part 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. You guys prefer that? So please comment down below if you guys prefer that. So as now we go in. It's been a week since the last part, and Izuku has been practicing behind the closed doors, as he's trying to learn all the abilities of everyone. As he discovers that Agony has the ability to increase his muscle and to make him a whole lot stronger, while Riot increases his speed. And Lasher with his tendrils making him a lot more far-range combatant, and Phage as being more of his sight and senses. Also, he discovers that he can spit acid. But he hasn't discovered all the abilities of the symbiote or the symbiotes yet. But soon after the week ends, they acknowledge Izuku as being a mutant. So, after they leave the hospital for the final time, for now, as they say, as the nurse from the last part walks up to the doctor, the nurse that actually was going to get Izuku's blood originally, but got her arm crushed. As she walks to the doctor, said, basically from the last part, "Yeah, I don't think he has a power." As she walks up, as she says, "You really thought he didn't have a power? Look, it was a mistake in my judgment. My arm was broken. Even when I turned the metal, he bent the metal of my skin. It just makes no sense. He ain't a mutant. He had no X gene. He had no Quark gene. He didn't even... Maybe he's a inhuman. If he was an inhuman, they would probably found him out by now." Guys, they don't know about aliens nor symbiotes yet. But Izuku hasn't told his parents that he has a symbiote because he actually hates being dishonest to his parents. But in this universe, well, right now they haven't discovered symbiotes, Thanos, all the other wacky shite of the Marvel universe, especially the Marvel comic universe. They haven't discovered symbiotes. Only Spider-Man knows that, and he's keeping that a secret. As it would be weird if he told his parents, my powers come from an alien parasite. Yeah, they would think he was crazy. And they haven't discovered magic yet, even though Doctor Strange is in this universe. So, yeah. They can believe Tony Stark's tech and all of that, but aliens, they don't believe it's a possibility. So, oh yeah, as Izuku is basically now going out more, practicing outside of his home, and just going out time to time. It's like, maybe we should find Venom, because their goal is to be heroes, but they also need to find Venom since, well, he is a whole lot older, and well, he is a lot more experienced when it comes to using, well, symbiotic abilities, or in other words, Clintar abilities. When it comes to that, they know nothing. They know nothing of their heritage. They just know we are the sons and daughters of Venom. That's it. Zuko. Maybe we should just try to become, we should finally do that. As they read a newspaper of a guy going, having trouble with a drive-by shooting, and they see the name, as it's Scott Washington. As they see that in the newspaper, it's like, Scott, like, you guys know him? Yeah, Zuko. He kind of rescued us. It seems like it looks like he got paralyzed. Maybe we should, pay him a visit. What? We owe him. We owe him severely. We owe him a debt. If he's paralyzed, then we might actually fix him. Are you guys sure you want we owe him a debt, Zuko? Okay. Okay, we'll try that. Thank you, Zuko. As in the cover of night, as Zuko says goodnight as he goes in his room, as the symbiotes wrap over him, covering him, turning him into basically a compact version of Hybrid. As the red tendrils kind of like, I think we're gonna need to, absorb the tendrils. As Flash is like, come on, let there be some whips. Come on, it's a part of us. It's my contribution to this. Lasher, come on, don't need to be conspicuous. And it's like, fine. It's like, wait, we're gonna be more conspicuous than this. As he grips his fist. Can we shapeshift to anything? As Lasher thinks, I know. As they shapeshift into Zuko wearing a green vest jacket with a hoodie over with a yellow back on sort of the head of it, with a yellow stripe down the middle. As he actually gets blue jeans and boots. It's like, As the hood goes over his eye line. He can see through it, but no one will see his eyes. They'll only see the under his mouth and chin. That's it. But he can see a whole lot more as he goes out. As he jumps out the window. It's like, let's go. As the hospital they are is quite far, but as they jump and maneuver everything, as they're being stealthy, as they see the hospital, like, so that's a hospital of Scotty. Well, are you guys ready? Yes. Let's play old Washington a visit. As they go into stealth, as they turn invisible, as they go through the ducts. As Scott hears, like, what's that sound? As they morph into the hybrid form again, as they jump down, it's like, who are you? It's kind of villain, like, come down, Scott. Like, wait, that voice, you sound, it's us. As the symbiote heads come out, Lasher, Phage, Agony, and Riot, as they all pop out, like, hello! Like, you guys, but who's under there? Hello there. Like, you're just a kid. You sound like a kid. It doesn't matter. Like, kid, you don't even know what these things are. I know what they've been through. Like, As he taps his head, like, wait, why are you here? Simple, to pay you back for releasing us. Yeah, I agree with my brothers. As I think I speak for all of us. Is we owe you a debt, and we have come to pay up. As Izuku grabs his legs, as tendrils go behind Scott and hit him in the back, like, trying to kill me? No. Heal. As their hands, and, well, tendrils spread to his lower body, down to his legs, as they're fixing nerves, tendons, and all other junk of the human, all of the stuff of the human body, fixing everything. As, well, there's one tendril in Scott's mouth, so he won't scream. As he's like trying to yell, because it is kind of painful. He's like, stop your screaming. This is a delicate process. Don't squirm. As they finally fix, as he's like, that hurt like hell. My toes, I can feel my toes. As he gets up and he starts walking, it's like, this is fantastic. I can walk again. It's like, our debt is paid, Scott. Do whatever. And it's like, let's go. Let's go, as he's talking to Izuku, but he doesn't want to refer him by name. It's like, got it, Riot. As they all retract, it's like, kid, those things take a lot of responsibility. I know, but we have something that not many people have. And what's that? We can relate. As he goes invisible and as he climbs out of the duct away. As they go home, as they go to their little humble abode apartment back in their home, as they transform into, well, they go back inside as he goes to bed. As he kind of likes helping people. Izuku's like, oh mate, you're gonna pay for what you said. As he starts dreaming, as the symbiotes start talking, like, he's a good kid. Yeah, I can see that, brother. I can see that he has a big heart. Yeah. So guys, any changes to his body? If you didn't notice anything, no. Well, except one. There's an informality in his blood, in his cells, his DNA, but we can't unlock it. What are you talking about? Is it like a quirk? No, it's something different. Something strange. I never seen something like this before, but maybe something we should worry about? I don't think so. Look, just keep an eye on that strand, if you could. You two have the responsibility of his body. We have the responsibility of his physical. Your guys' responsibility is his more internal and mental. Yeah, we understand Riot. As Riot is trying to take charge as a leader. Well, he is kind of the leader of the group. Okay, I understand. It shall be done, Riot. Okay. As the next day, after the feeling of helping people, he gets somewhat of an urge to do it a little more, but more in the night and then the day, for now. As Izuku's, having his day, as he's getting somewhat homeschooled by his mom, he's like, that's quite interesting. As they're trying to figure out, as he's trying to learn, as he's going on, I'm going to change that. I'm saying that Izuku's doing online schooling, learning not just English, but always learning more about him. Well, he's learning about quirks, because, well, I have a feeling that once quirks happened and mutations, I feel like they would actually add that as, a part of the right to bear arms, because they would feel like it's a way of self-defense. I don't know why in the X-Men universe everyone's like, we should hate mutants, blah blah blah. I bet there's some guy out there is like, you know what? It's their if God gave them the power to use strange like to float, it should be their right to float. As then quirks came, as they made that instead of the world like you have to be a hero to use your quirk. Once you get your power at your for quirks at 5 and mutation seems more like teenage, more like in the teenage years, you have to go through not you have to register anything. You got more like you have to go like basically like gun safety course, except for powers. There is the quirk safety course, and when you become at the age of like 18, you're legally allowed to use your powers. But for mutants, it's like 21, nearly by age difference. Omega levels are especially especially taught. But that's what I feel. I feel like America has to be so different from everyone else. You must be a hero to use your quirk. America, hell no. If God gave us the power to shoot laser beams out of our eyes, it should be the God-given right to use those laser beams. For what? For barbecue. Well, I have a very limited area of thinking what laser eyes can do. We should weld walls with concrete mixturing abilities. I bet construction is so much easier with those, like, who can manipulate concrete or materials. I bet construction is so darn easy. But you have to, and I bet the licensing, like, you must have a license to use welding. I bet there's like a license. You must have a license to use your ability for, for specific areas. I mean, people ain't stupid. I mean, sure, it's mostly you get the license to have to defend yourself, but I bet some people would want to, you need a license to use your quirk to weld metal. But it's perfect. I'm like a living, breathing TIG welder. I bet it'll be someone like that. So, back to it. As it comes at night, as Izuku's like, okay, let's do some more good, shall we, boys? Let's go, Izuku. As they transform into, they go into their hybrid state as they go out at night. As there's somewhat of a people robbing a truck full of money going to a bank. It's like, Brutus, we're finally gonna get rich. As they're driving, as Izuku's like, bingo. As they jump, as Izuku and his like, finally a fight. As he jumps, tendrils spread. As he lands on the ground, it's like, what the ass? Tendrils fire out like a string of missiles, hit the truck as it stops the car as he lifts it. Because the combination of four symbiotes, yeah. If Spider-Man can lift a locomotive with his bare hands, and Venom is technically stronger than Spider-Man by strength-wise, then his sons and daughters should be able to lift an armored truck. Just one of them, but it's 4. So yeah, he has the power of Spider. Yeah, he has the power of like Spider times Spider 4 squared. Or is it like 16 squared? Because it's like Venom's like twice as powerful. Okay, I'll get in the math later. As the police see him like, hey, as they're firing at him, but he's dodging out because, well, Riot, if he's actually bonded with a person, he can make them as faster than the blink of an eye. So, plus with Spider-Man's, reflexes, he's just dodging bullets like a ballerina's dancing. Like, are you guys even trying? As a tendril shoots out and hits the building as he pulls him away. Like, you're welcome! As he does little heroics here and there, stopping robberies, muggings, as he goes back home. As this goes on for a couple of weeks, as people are now referring him as the Scarlet. What should people start calling him? Because he acts like a spider, but Scarlet Spider always exists, so... Scarlet Arachnid? No, he has nothing. As they call him the Scarlet Tendril. As this happens for a couple of weeks, as people want, picture, like, as J. Jonah's like, get me pictures of the Scarlet Tendril, mother! Or something like that. The classic J. Jonah. As J. Jonah starts thinking, what if this is Spider-Man, but in another costume? As he's thinking, like, trying to do something. As, well, Spider-Man is kind of known for tricking people a little bit, because he does use different costumes to, to disguise himself, which is kind of weird. Read the comics, you would understand. As a bank robbery happens in the middle of the night, because he's mostly a night fighter, as Izuku, or should I say Hybrid, just comes down like a bat, like Batman, down the string, as he's like right behind the criminals, like, do you feel lucky, punk? Like, what the? As he just bitch slaps the thug, like, out of the, as like, it's Spider-Man, as he just crawls away, like, I don't think that's Spider-Man. As they're like firing off with their pistols, with their armaments, as they're trying to hit like a Spider-Man. No, it's not. He doesn't have tendrils. Think it's Cletus? No, it can't be. He's locked up in the raft. As well, it's quite as it's like, is it Doc Ock? No, he hasn't been seen for a while, but I don't think he has this many tendrils. It's like, I ain't no Spider-Man. As he's beating the crap out of all of them, as he's like doing backflips, as he's using his tendrils as a bit of a tool. I mean, as Lash is just playing heavy, like, I'm being used for something. As he's wrapping around them, as he's just tossing them all over the place. It's like, okay, a little tricky. As the police come, as he just instantly turns invisible, like, nope. As he's like, as the police come in, like, get your hands up. Like, just don't let us get taken by that freak. Like, as they are being interrogated, as they say, it was a red monster, as they're thinking, Spider-Man? Maybe Cletus? But Cletus is locked up. As he's getting away, as like, where do you think you're going, ugly? As he sees Spider-Man, as he just grabs his foot and is like, no! As he just tosses him, like, wait a minute. As he sees, well, Spider-Man, as Spider-Man gets up, it's like, you're pretty strong. So, Scarlet Tendril, right? As he's like, yeah, and you're you're Spider-Man, as he like, as he sniffs, as he shoots tendrils at Spider-Man. Like, what the, like, why do you smell like him? Cause, like, smell like who? It's like, you smell like Venom. Like, where is Venom? As he becomes more of his monstrous form. Where is Venom? Oh dear God, you are breath. Have you ever learned to brush your teeth? As tendrils are wrapping around the hybrid's monstrous form's teeth, as it's being more of a intimidation tactic. Like, what do you mean I smell like Venom? I haven't seen him. Like, you're a symbiote, aren't you? Like, so what? As he has met Toxin before, he's like, you're just like Toxin, aren't you? Who's Toxin? It's like, hey, whoever's ever in there, are you okay? As Izuku speaks up, like, I'm fine, but you have been with Venom, haven't you? Like, as he still has somewhat of a scent of Venom, because, well, I fought him a couple of days ago. Where is he? Are you guys like, are you guys more children of Carnage or something? Like, Carnage, we're nothing. Why does everyone think we are like Carnage? Well, you're big, red, somewhat terrifying, kinda ugly. Like, I would not want to piss them off if I were you. Like, look, I've heard what you guys done, and I like to meet you. I like to see what you are. And I heard what you were, so I thought, so you were like Toxin, or if Toxin was going under some kind of new alias or something. Who's Toxin? He's another symbiote. He's the son of Carnage. Wait, we have a nephew? As he's like, wait, nephew? As he just realized, you are also kids of Venom, aren't you? Like, yeah. Like, man, you are one. Why is Venom always producing red? It's like red is red the new black now? It's like, as Riot's head just pops out, we're nothing. What do you mean all red? As they all pop out, it's like, wait, you're all different colors? Wait, there's 4 of you? Like, kid, are you okay? Yes, I am quite fine. As, well, Peter Parker, or Spider-Man, calms them down. As, like, okay, could you please explain? Because this is kind of weird for me. As they explain how, well, Riot, Agony, Lasher, Phage were tortured, and how Zuku was tortured. Like, so you're quirkless, huh? So you're powerless just like me. Powerless? Wait, you're powerless? Well, not anymore. As he says, as he gives him a bit of like, it was an accident in a lab, and I became like this. So you're just someone like us, somewhat. We still gotta find him. And it's like, why you gotta find Venom? Well, he's experienced. We don't know anything about us. We know nothing of our people, we know nothing. Well, the only thing we know how to do is, well, be who we are. We know nothing how to fight, truly. I mean, the only thing we've been using is our tendrils. As Lasher just says, my tendrils. You guys just add your own guys' bits of flair in them. It's like, okay, Lasher's tendrils, but that's all we use because it's basically a good benefit. I can help you. Like, why would you want to help us? Because, well, like my uncle said, with great power comes with great responsibility. It's like, oh, that kind of makes somewhat amount of sense, because it does make sense in a cosmic sense. And it's like, I can help you, but I need you guys to promise me not to eat people. Oh, we already got that covered. Like, really? Yeah, we know that. You do know that chocolate is a thing, right? And it's like, oh, you guys already discovered that. Wait, that was already a thing? As, well, maybe I should end this? Yeah, I'm going to end this here. As Peter Parker is now going to help Lasher, Riot, are basically going to help Hybrid and Zuko become better heroes. And so, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and have a nice day. And please hit that notification bell to get more of my what ifs. So, have a nice day and nice life. See you around.